I said I really like that. Everything about that.
See what they see. Never see what they see.
Welcome back to the stream, and welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. We have a lot to talk about today. It's like every day. There's a lot going on. It was a big weekend. It was a crazy weekend. I guess this is just gonna be what we do indefinitely here. All these guys on Twitter are trying to pull the whole, oh, don't stress yourself out. The markets are intimidating right now and they're overwhelming. Take this time and touch grass and hang out with your family. Right now, there is potentially a changing of the global world order. You should be neglecting everybody. Everybody should be getting neglected right now. It's like, man, if you're seeing your girlfriend 7 days a week right now, there's just sprint periods and there's walk periods, okay? And 99% of the time is a walk period, and right now we're sprinting. And if they can't sprint with you, they can't sprint with you. We have a lot to get into. There's a lot going on. I'm a little bit tilted on these crude oil longs. I basically round tripped mid 5-figure oil longs, round tripped them both on fake news, and it is like ridiculously tilting. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, bro, like, okay, I have this thing now where I don't sleep through the night. I can't sleep if I have positions open. And so I woke up at, what time did I wake? I woke up at like 5 a.m. First thing I do, roll over, check Hyperliquid. Brent oil, it's like 108. And I'm like, all right, cool. And I go to bed and I wake up at 8:30 and it's like 94. And I'm like, damn, like, Hyperliquid auto adjusted to the WTI. I want to see Brent. I click on WTI. It's at like 85. And I'm like, Scott Besson, GG. That's why he's Scott Besson. And so, yeah, I round trip 2 of them. And the first one was like, whatever. But the second one was pretty annoying. And it was pretty annoying because I had my stop loss at my entry. And so it was like, whatever. Like, I didn't really lose money. But the reason it's annoying, and I'm gonna rant about this in a minute, but the reason it's annoying is because the headline is fake. Like, the headline is fake. Getting stuff on a fake headline is actually tilting. Like, actually, it's kind of tilting. And so I think I'm done with the oil trades at the moment. I think I'm just done with the oil trades for the moment. We'll see what happens. We'll game theory it out. We'll talk about it. I kind of walked away from the screen, been richer, and just preserved aura. But I just couldn't help myself. I just couldn't help myself. So it is what it is. It isn't what it isn't. You still cleared a great trade, bro. I did clear a great trade, but I feel entitled to more money. I feel entitled to way more money on this oil trade. Like, I feel like I'm owed money by the market, which I know is a bad mindset. I feel like the market owes me money because I've been right. Betting against the American empire is just not very lucrative, bro. I made a tweet about this, the inverse. Like, trying to short the market and Trump admin is just like, it's max pain. These guys that have been short, especially via options, have just been dying, bro. They've been dying. Like, you're short puts, you're getting theta just destroyed at all times. And then the market goes down a little bit. You make like 3%, rip it back, 3 more percent, rip it back, 3 more percent, rip it back. And then before you know it, Chumbawamba and all of these bears are so miserable, they can't even stand to tweet anymore. Meek Mill, do not give this brother Palantir, man. I need to use Palantir for like an hour. Meek Mill is tapped into Claude and tapped into Palantir. Is it a top signal or is it just our technology is getting adopted? One of the two. I don't know. He's tweeting about Claude now as well. Claude's helping me organize my whole music career and other businesses in days and is moving my business forward at a high rate. Some tech young bull I met on LinkedIn gave me a credible template. Who else can help me with Claude? I don't know if this makes me feel better or worse about my positioning right now, but shout out to Meek Mill. He's been tapped in. Here's what I want to talk about is quick intro topic. I got into this conversation last night with a female, by the way. A female that listens to a lot of our discussions about crypto. She asked me and she said, can you explain to me why Bitcoin is not going up in this market? And I said, what do you mean by this market? She's like the war thing. And I'm like, okay. And I sat here and I thought about it and I thought about it and I thought about it and I thought about it. And I said, you know what? That's a really good question. That's a good question. That is legitimately a good question, is what I said. That's a good question. I'm not sure I have an answer. And she's like, okay, well, can you like make one up? And I'm like, all right, fine. Let me make one up. She's like, can you like try? I'm like, all right, let me try. And so my take on it was like, it's a good question. Like, what is the answer? Like, what? Let's see. Let's actually look at it. We have market close in 1 minute. We'll look in a minute. Bitcoin right now is 70K. And I thought about it. And I'm like, I said, you know what? It probably should be going up. In theory, Bitcoin is designed as a hedge against geopolitical unrest. And as you know, because you asked me the fucking question, we're in the middle of geopolitical unrest right now. Okay. But the problem is, it's never really acted as such. It's designed to be. And the paradox of BTC is that if we went to a full-fledged world war, like if we were really in, like I know we're in war right now, but if we were in like World War III, Bitcoin is probably candling, right? If currencies were getting deflated to zero, if banks were getting bank accounts getting frozen or worse, like blown up, BTC is probably fucking candling, right? This is always the Bitcoin maxi ideology that I kind of hate, which is that just like Sam Altman and Dario, they're so bad at pitching the bull case. They're like, yeah, when the world ends, Bitcoin will be worth $1 million. And it's like, I don't want that. You don't want that. But like, it's kind of like the paradox of the geopolitical unrest is like the worst it would get. It would probably hold up pretty well. And so in theory, it should be trading well, but it's not because it's never actually traded well in geopolitical unrest. It basically just trades as tech leverage. It just does. Tesla goes up 1, Bitcoin goes up 5. Tesla goes down 1, Bitcoin goes down 5. And right now, the market is going risk off. Dollars pumping. People are selling risk. And Bitcoin is just like part of that. And so she was like, do you think it's going to go up? And I'm just like, I said, I don't know, man. I've been full port Bitcoin for like a year. And I think it's always going to go up. But when? I don't know. I don't fucking know. But all things considered, gold looks like shit and Bitcoin looks like shit wrapped in gold. And so that was my answer. Now, is it a terrible answer? Yes, maybe. But I would argue the better answer is just like, don't talk to like hot girls about Bitcoin. That's what I think you should do. That was my only takeaway. It was like, not, I need a better explanation. It was like, don't talk to baddies about Bitcoin. It's like, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing? Well, like, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing? Headphones are back on. Here's where we're going to start. Breaking. Iranian media has released an animation titled Lord of the Straits, themed around the Strait of Hormuz. And then we have a lot to talk about. I actually haven't watched this. I think it's real, though. Who posted this? Is this real? What is that? Bro, they got the China ships going through. France, England, but they spelled it wrong. England, France, England, Germany, Australia, NATO. Help. They spelled it wrong, dude. Help. Help. NATO, help. Can you imagine they hired the White House intern too? I haven't seen a White House edit in a while. And he like double crossed. They hired like the White House Twitter editor to work for them. He like double crossed him. I haven't seen a video from the White House in a Hold on. Yes, Claude. What does Trump expect from a handful European that the powerful United States Navy cannot do? Whoa. You know what's crazy about this video? I wasn't even going to do this rant right now. This video pretty much spells out that the war on both sides is being fought in the order books. Up until this point, and at least right now, this is a market war. This is a market war. Like, look at Iran is posting these videos, and it's just talking about the oil price going up. It's a market war. It's all they're thinking about. Because, I mean, look, Iran knows that they can't actually destroy the United States military. It's not going to happen. And so the only thing that they're thinking about is the price of oil. I mean, look at this. It's oil price. It's oil price. And then Trump on the other side is like, look, yes, there's an Adams physical war being fought. Yes, there's bombs going off. There's missiles being shot and there's people being killed. But his ability to escalate and or de-escalate in Taco is strictly based off the market. Like, the market is telling him how far he's able to go. It's actually unreal. So Iran put this video out, and I think it's a pretty good explanation of like where we are and how this is being thought about in both sides. I mean, yeah, this video is unreal. Honestly, this is an unreal video. I don't know what to say. It's an unreal video. I don't know what to say. So this came out over the weekend, and this is a dangerous tweet to me. This is a dangerous tweet. Trump posts and says, if Iran doesn't fully open without threat the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours from this exact point in time, the United States of America will hit and obliterate their various power plants, starting with the biggest one first. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. This happened on Saturday, and oil fucking candled on Hyperliquid. I mean, we candled pretty hard. I don't remember exactly, but I think this sent us oil to like 108, 109, Brent, 108, 109, 110 on Hyperliquid, because it's just, I feel like we're a broken record here. I mean, everywhere you look, it's just escalation. Everywhere you look, it's escalation. Everywhere you look, it's escalation. And there's really, especially up to this point, there was absolutely no sign of a de-escalation. And it also feels increasingly like the actual market opens on the weekend. During the week, Trump is limited in what he can say, what he can do, what he can announce, what he can threaten, because there's so much volatility in the markets, and it like discourages him. And so the second we close on Friday, all fucking bets are off. Notice how all oil price discoveries happen on the weekend. All of it. All oil price discoveries happen on Hyperliquid, happen on Polymarket. All oil price discoveries happen on the weekend, because that is when Trump feels like, okay, markets are closed. I have the freedom. I have 48 hours. I have 48 hours to announce and to do whatever I want. And in theory, the market can't react. Now, this Hyperliquid thing is like new. In theory, the market cannot react. And however bad it gets, I have 48 hours to fix it before futures open. And so the second we close on Friday, it's like it's fucking go time. Ron posts this: Lego Trump sweating as Navy attacks tankers and warships and deploys mines in Hormuz. One more to watch. Watching Iranian propaganda, by the way, but we watched a ton of American propaganda, so. No. Head drone. No. No, 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 no. Wait, how much was gas? $70? $70? $70? $70? Bro, it's a fucking market war. Wait, who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Who is this? Who is this? No, not the fucking bald eagle, bro. Come on. Stop. Not the bald eagle, bro. That's fucked up. Wow. That was insane. What the fuck did we just watch? We're legitimately just we're legitimately fighting a Twitter war. That's what this is a Twitter war. There's no way we're losing to Iran on a Twitter war. Stop. Are we? Bro, how are we losing to Iran on Twitter? Twitter's an American company, bro. It's owned by Elon Musk. That's like what we do is Twitter. I mean, getting meme-mugged by Iran is nuts. I'm just being honest. Best we have a couple videos to watch, but let's just get caught up. It's important. We gotta get on the same page. Other than Trump and Pete Hegseth, who are in control of this war, who is the only other Trump admin figure that we're hearing from publicly to further emphasize this market thesis? Where's JD Vance? Where is JD 20 tweets a day Vance? Where is Marco, fuck it, I'll do your interview Rubio? Where is anybody else? Nowhere to be found, bro. It's Besson only. It's literally just Besson. Why? Because all anybody cares about is the market. All anybody cares about is the fucking market, bro. And so, honestly, so do we.
Using military, what we have done, there has been a campaign to using military assets to soften up the Iranian fortification.
Like, Besson is talking about Iranian fortification and like war implications. Is very bizarre.
Along the strait, that's going to continue until they are completely demolished. And Kristen, let me tell you, whether it's this network or the mainstream press, the American people do not have good framing what is going on here. If you were to read what is happening, and I'm sure when Senator Murphy is on, he has come out and said, we are losing the war. That is wrong. We have demolished the Iranian capabilities. Their Air Force is completely destroyed, Navy destroyed, and every day we are taking out their missiles, their missile systems, and the factories that build those missiles. And now the General Kane, Secretary Hegseth are leading a campaign to destroy all the fortifications along the Straits of Hormuz.
It's just very bizarre that the market guy is talking about where we are in the war. Am I off on this? Again, it's just a battle of price action. It's a fucking battle of price action. This is part of the problem, I think, is like he says if you were to just read the mainstream media, you would have no idea where we actually are in the war. So what are we supposed to read? What else are you supposed to read? I guess just watch the fucking stream. What else are you supposed to read? This is it. It's all you get. What else are you supposed to read? It doesn't actually matter if you're right about the escalations. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. It is like we're playing Trump headlines and it has to be taken literally. It's like if we're going to trade megachurch, we have to just take it very literally. Like in your face, fuck you literally. which is why I long Tau, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. The dilemma becomes like, all right, I've been thinking about this. We talked about this in the morning call with Tulip King. The dilemma sort of becomes we're playing like war is being played in the order books through financial manipulation until it's not. Because when it's not, and you have shortages and supply chain issues and $10 gallons of gas, it's a gnarly situation and there's crazy trade opportunities. But the most powerful people in the fucking world are trying so hard not to let you get there. And so usually I'd be like, cool, if you're not short, you're fucking long. But I think I'm done with oil for now. Because I just feel like I'm being fucked. I feel like the market is wrong. I feel like I should have $1 million. I feel like the market is fucking wrong. And I feel like we've traded this. We should have traded this beautifully. But I'm actually a little tilted. Yeah, I'm tilted a little bit. Because I feel like the market is wrong. And it's like, do you want to fucking be right or do you want to make money? And I want to make money. And so I feel like my best ability to make money right now is to not lose it, which is fucked. But you have to just know when you can't take the trade anymore. Like we took the first one. The first one was beautiful. It was beautifully executed. It's two weeds now. It's There's too many. It's too weaponized. The trade. Iran is weaponizing it. The US is weaponizing it back, and you're just getting whipsawed. Oil bulls are going crazy. I think PP Poo Poo tweeted he like closed too early on the taco. Like if he's going crazy, I'm like, nah. You got to know when to walk away from it. So we're gonna follow it really closely, but I'm done trading it for now. We did well. I still end very green. I gave a little bit back, but I mainly just round tripped a lot of money. And I think the obvious learning is that we're going to have to just trade mega church literally if we're going to do it. I mean, it's a headline market. The market doesn't care how bad it, like I think what's frustrating about the oil trade is that your diagnosis on the situation and how the market moves in this spot is just not one-to-one. And so this is why I tweeted that I feel like being short in a Trump admin, which is also being long oil in most spots, is just like the wrong position. It's the wrong position. You're either long or cash. You're long Trump or you're cash. I love the Fajowism. That's how I'm going to be trading for the inevitable future. I'm long or I'm cash. It's like these guys that have been buying puts for months and just driving themselves through a fucking wall. Chumba and a lot of these guys who I think are like genius traders. They're probably right that things should go down. But I don't know. The market doesn't give a fuck about what should happen. Why should anything happen? Nothing should happen. Doesn't matter what should happen. It's like, no, what's happening is fucking happening. And deal with it. Fucking deal with it. And so you just get like theta cucked on puts or funding cucked on shorts. Let's talk about crypto. The way I'm thinking about trading right now, this is a constantly evolving thing. In 25, I made a lot of money on like long-term holds. Zcash was a long hold. Pump Fund was a long hold. I made a lot of money on long holds. And I mean, you just get punished for that right now. Like you just get punished in this market for long holds. You just do. Oil quick, metals quick. The Bitcoin pumps are all quick. And so I am really just thinking about short-term attention swings and seeing how many I can hit without giving back a lot of money back to the market. That's how I'm thinking about trading right now. Short-term, max attention swings that get handed to me by the market. And if I have to sit in cash and be bored for months at a time, I'll do it. And so, I don't know. I paid no attention to Tau. Honest to God, I'm not even sure I can give you a good explanation of exactly what it is right now, okay? But, dude, the discourse around this thing is insane. So I have 4 posts for you that I'm going to play. Number 1, J Cal from All In Podcast comes out and tweets Tau over BTC. Unreal tweet. Like, what? Pinned, by the way. Pinned it, which is kind of a crazy, nuts tweet. Okay? Second, he comes out and he tweets, Grok, please send me a performance report every month comparing how MSTR's various devices do versus BTC and Tau. It's like, what? He's like dunking on Sailor right now. It's nuts. Next, and this is probably the craziest one, all within like 48 hours, by the way. He tweets, not financial advice. Family member, what's this Tau you keep talking about on the pod? Me. Sell half your BTC, buy Tau. Not financial advice. Not financial advice. Hashtag remind me of this tweet in 6, 12, 18, and 24 months. What logical sense does it make to buy MSTR instead of Bitcoin directly? Followed by, this is a Malcolm banger, showing a random beta after your friend makes 4B on the main runner Solana. Followed by this, which came out the other day, a couple days ago.
2 days ago, you may not have seen this because you were busy on stage, but there was a training run that happened in this crypto project called BitTensor. Subnet 3, they managed to train a 4 billion parameter llama model, totally distributed, with a bunch of people contributing excess compute. But they were able to do it statefully and manage a training run, which I thought was like a pretty crazy technical accomplishment.
Yeah.
Because it's like random people and each person gets a little share.
Our modern version of folding at home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the end state of open source? Do you see this decentralization of architecture as well and decentralization of compute to support open weights and a totally open source approach to making sure AI is broadly available to everyone?
I believe we fundamentally need models as a first-class product, proprietary product, as well as models as open source. These two things are not A or B, it's A
What does the folding at home thing mean? I don't get that.
and B. There's no question about it.
And so then that came out, and then there's one more I want to play, which is...
I don't give financial advice, but if anybody's listening and you had a hundy that you were going to spend on some margaritas,
Wish I didn't listen to that.
I'm going to say maybe drink some water Friday night, get some filtered water, tap water, whatever, have a nice tea. Put the other $99 into just buying a little Tau for yourself. Why not?
I mean, this is insane. I'm not going to lie.
The other piece to this puzzle, Sachs, is there's a lot of crypto distributed projects. The one I've been working on is BitTensor and Tau. I think.
How old is this? Wow. October 4th,
You've
2025.
also done a deep dive on this, Chamath, and I'm a partner in an emerging crypto fund called Stillcore Cap, and we're buying Tau, and we're looking at BitTensor and all of these subnets that are being made to do distributed computing. And this is a big push for Apple as well. A lot of these M4 Mac Minis you've seen out there, their plan is to put all of this, all these LLM Sachs on people's personal computers and then distribute them and have this like SETI at home and an incentive layer. And I think that's going to be a big part of this. People are not going to want their AI jobs to go to the cloud necessarily. They might want to do it locally. And I think that's where the phones and all this silicon is going with, Apple's big focus on it. It's going to be brave new world.
Yeah, you bring up an interesting point. In the early years of this AI revolution, I'm talking about like 2023, 2024. I mean, it's just started in the last 3 years. There was this analogy that AI was like nuclear weapons. I mean, you hear the doomer crowd, the safety advocates.
Okay, so the last thing is that I didn't really realize this, but Jason, they run this thing called Stillcore Cap, and it's a Tau fund between this guy Rob, who's gonna come on the stream, this guy Mark, who's gonna come on the stream, because I'm like, we have to figure out what the fuck's going on here, and then Jason Calacanis, who's gonna come on the stream. So I longed it. Like NFA, I'll give you my thesis. I longed it at 266. We'll mark it and we'll see. And I added a little bit at like 285 or something. If it really rips, I'll add more. Like low lev, 3 or 4x. I longed it on the thesis that when was the last time you've seen outside non-crypto native or people that hate crypto and actually have money and influence shill a crypto project this hard? What's the last time? Actually, what's the last time? Give me an actual answer. My argument would be Zcash. That was the last time. You saw all these guys come out, Naval, the Winklevoss twins, who obviously are crypto native, but they're not talking about crypto. Balaji, who only talks about Bitcoin. All of these like big names that are not talking about tokens came out and were shoving Zcash down your fucking throat, and it pulled a crazy fractal. And so what was the argument for Zcash over XMR? Bro, the argument for Zcash over XMR was there was big people shilling it, period. That was it. That's the argument. That was the argument. And so is that bullish? How's that doing? I mean, yeah, it looks like shit. I still love Zcash. Looks terrible. Looks fine. But I mean, it pulled like an insane move. Like it pulled an ungodly move. And everybody was talking about it. All these big names were talking about it. It pulled like a stupid fractal. And so I just like said to myself, like, all right, if I'm really playing this headline shit seriously and I'm really playing mega church seriously, I'm obviously clicking Tau. My conviction on this is exclusively social. That's it. Like exclusively social. I don't even know what it is. I still really don't. I think it's one of these ecos where you can like contribute your compute and they're running these like AI training runs and training decentralized AI. I don't even really know exactly what it is. I'm going to do my best to I'm going to try to get JCal on. I am. But I'm definitely going to get the guys from his fund on and we're going to talk about Tau and try to figure out like exactly what it is. But I'm long strictly on attention thesis and I have a little buffer here, so I'll get stopped at 240 or something. We haven't talked about AI bubble in a while because it's just like we're worried about other stuff. We're worried about like our immediate health. Yeah, I guess a couple things on this. It's like number one, it really feels the way the market is trading. Hot ball of money chasing everybody around onto the next, onto the next, onto the next. Like people have just fully allocated and run out of money. It really feels people have like run out of money. And so this came out, which is crazy, which is that OpenAI is offering private equity firms a guaranteed minimum return of 17.5%, as well as early access to models not yet in release. OpenAI is offering private equity firms a sweeter deal than rival Anthropic as both artificial intelligence companies court buyout firms to form joint ventures aimed at raising fresh capital and accelerating adoption of enterprise AI products. According to people familiar with the talks, OpenAI is offering private equity firms a guaranteed minimum return of 17.5%. This is bad, okay? Because the cost of acquiring capital is skyrocketing. These private companies, they're paying 17.5% to get money in the door. No one, I mean, bro, people are fully allocated. It's like these valuations are dumb and it feels like people are fully allocated. Shit like this makes you feel like people are fully allocated. They're spending that's a red flag out the ass. Crazy dollar price to get money in the door. And so you think about where we were at prior to this prior to this war discussion. You know, we had this like what seemed like fully allocated, stretched market on the AI bubble. And we also have these looming IPOs, SpaceX and OpenAI racing to IPO. Who can get there first? Who can go public first? And those were already sort of baked in liquidity suck, top signal-y events, if you will, that we've been like, waiting for a date on. And it felt like the market as it was trading was sort of like holding on by a thread and could stick out a long run as long as nothing happened bad. And bad happened. And then now we're a little bit like, IDK. And so Trina keeps tweeting this under PP Poo Poo. It says, sir, the more weekend victory laps you take, the more vicious the counter trend rally will be. Sir, the more counter trend rally profitizations you make, the less likely the counter trend rally will occur. And so it's kind of like the best we can do right now is a counter trend rally, you know? And so here you go. Poor daddy. We read this article a while back. There's not enough money in the world. It's a really good one. Talking about how hot ball of money is rotating. We already had a shortage of capital. Now the deep pockets of the Middle East are getting blown up. Very underrated, by the way. Very underrated moment that's happening right now with the GCC countries just getting attacked. This OpenAI move is a concerning sign. It is certainly not indicative of an abundance of capital. Relative to recent decades, we are experiencing an unprecedented level of real economy demands on capital. AI capex, reshoring of manufacturing, rearming around the world, rebuilding and rerouting of energy infra. All that money needs to come from somewhere, and that somewhere is other financial assets. The energy shock means central banks will not be able to ease and offset this tightening of financial conditions. I anticipate that difficult market conditions are going to last for quite a while. Easy mode is far off, unfortunately. The thing that I definitely agree with is this. Like, relative to recent decades, we're experiencing an unprecedented level of real economy demands on capital. Money is not cheap right now. You can kind of feel it in the market. You can feel it in the market. It's hard for things to move. Stretch has to spend 12% to get money into their Bitcoin Ponzi. OpenAI is spending 17.5% to get. Bro, imagine trying to raise money OpenAI 2024. You could raise any instant, any amount, nonstop. So here's a crazy chart. Retail trading activity. Blue is the retailer's percentage of single stock volumes. Today is 8.1% on this black line. Look at this, how high this was. It was like 16%. It's all the way back to the mean. Please don't call it financial alchemy a Ponzi. It's just for us, for the diehards only. And then a follow-up on this is market heat check. Sailor offering risk-free 11.5% yield. OpenAI offering risk-free 17.5% yield. And so the thing about our spot right now is that we kind of have a double whammy, which is a little bit uncomfortable. I would, is that fair to say uncomfortable? We're dealing with this war situation and maybe an energy crisis. And then underneath we have the AI dilemma. And so it's just a weird spot to comfortably throw size on. It's hard to do it. And so that's why I'm now overemphasizing more than ever what I'm trying to be cash and then spots, quick spots. Tau, bet a long tau, tight stop on leverage, and then I'm out. If I got to get out, I'm out. I won't give much back. The market is just we're kind of stuck here, I think. Like nothing can really take the spotlight of liquidity until this Iran situation plays out. And it feels like we have more weeks. Like it's not done. I mean, we're not done. We're not done. I think the situation in the Middle East has gotten really out of control relative to the oil price, but you can't long oil. Or at least I'm done trying. And it's really hard to allocate to anything else until this is over. We're talking about a lot of the same things every day, but you kind of are waiting. We're going to come to a climax on this at some point. I can't be the only one noticing the seemingly diminishing returns of a taco. Like eventually the taco stops working or the taco is real. We're not there yet. He keeps buying time. He has some time. Like we're not there yet. But that is what we're building towards. It's either the taco is real or it no longer works and the market doesn't move. And then we see where we're really at. That's what we're edging toward, in my opinion. We're waiting for that. All right. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm out. Peace.